All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. There is a new music crisis which continues. And when I say this, I'm referring to the kind of music that people my age grew up listening to. And it's partly a blackout. It's partly just because the format isn't in vogue. It's because mainstream rock stations have turned everything into the same sound or the same style for the most part, with very rare exceptions. I'm going to show you a new album. Now, don't be afraid, okay? I know a lot of people are very anxious when I talk about new music, and a lot of people go hide and they go find their old Foreigner albums, their old Journey albums, their old Bad Company albums. Okay, I'm going to show this to you. Okay, so just don't be afraid. All right, here it is. Okay, for the camera. See, I'm not only an advocate, but I actually go out and purchase music. Whereas some YouTube reviewers will review old albums or unbox certain things. This is an album by the band Heartland. I know I'm getting a lot of reflection here. The title is Into the Future. It's available now for purchase via Escape Music. Now, the album is a start to finish, 12 songs, all of them excellent songs. I mean, you know what's interesting, all right, is a lot of these bands that you've never heard of that are putting out great music have to get your attention by doing an album where there's absolutely no filler. This has been going on for a number of years, where I'll listen to an album and I'm like, there are really no weak tracks. Now, back in the day, that wasn't always the case. Even with your favorite bands, you were like, okay, maybe 4 of these songs are really radio worthy and the other 6 are filler, or they're just not as strong, right? But the AOR folks that are still out there recording, and there aren't too many of them, have to come up with 11, 12 songs, and they all have to be good songs. Now, in the case of this band Heartland, I'm going to read the entire bio here. Vocalist Chris Uzi. He's got an amazing career that goes back to the days of Virginia Woolf and a band called Monroe. And along the way, we had The Distance, Ozone, and Snake Charmer. He will always be known for his band Heartland. And here it is. Again, here it is. He is nicknamed the man with the golden tonsils. I was going to say nostrils, which would have been really bad. And I just did, so it is really bad. The man with the golden tonsils. So Chris is an amazing singer. He really reminds me of Eric Martin from Mr. Big. Again, Mr. Big, Foreigner, Bad Company. All right, just a couple of bands that this might remind you of. It's a bit more up to date in its approach, but musically, it's a stellar record from start to finish. Now, if you don't know about Chris, his vocal range gained him a top spot in the world of classic UK hard rock. This band was actually formed in 1990 by Chris Uzi, Gary Sharp, and Steve Morris, who joined in 1995 when Heartland 3 was released. That was actually the very first release for the label Escape Music. Steve has been in the band since then, right up until the 2007 release Mind Your Head. Into the Future marks a new era. So this is a new era of Heartland. All right. And Chris's vocals, even though, again, they date back to the 1980s, show no signs of wearing down. This is actually their 10th studio album. So if you've never heard of this band, they've only got 10 albums out there. Okay, just 10. Musicians on this record include the amazing Mike Slamer. You may know Mike from the band Streets, Steve Walsh, also the band Seventh Key, Steelhouse Lane. You've also got Jed Rylands from the band 10 and Takedo, along with Barish Kepik, Wayne Banks, and David Anthony. This is a vibrant, fresh, great slab of album-oriented rock. If you like melodic rock, if you like this format and you think it's dead, well, this is, maybe a last gasp or just a gasp in general. There is great music out there to be heard, but few people are talking about it. Oftentimes people will say, you should really do this more. You should talk about new music more. And what happens is I'll talk about it and the video will get like 150 views or something. People will watch it by accident, or I'll have to do a major bait and switch, like tell people that, I don't know, David Lee Roth is going to be singing with Heartland on their new record, which isn't true, by the way. It's not true. David Lee Roth is not singing. In fact, Chris Uzi, who is singing, is about 5 times better as a vocalist than David Lee Roth. So check out Virginia Woolf from the 1980s. That might be a good place to start, getting to know Chris Uzi. Chris Uzi has also put out a number of really strong solo records as well. This guy does have a golden voice and, again, shows no sign of wear and tear. I believe the lead single on this album is a tune called A Foreign Land, but it's not necessarily the best song on the record. In fact, all 12 of these songs have really interesting hook lines, powerful melodies. A lot of times they do extended guitar breaks on this record. You've got Mike Slamer. A lot of people will sit there and listen to Mike Slamer all day long because he's that good. So again, I know this isn't for everyone, and I don't want you to be afraid, all right? One more time, a little product placement here. I'm not being paid. A lot of people say, oh, so you're getting paid by Escape Music? Nope. I haven't talked about Escape in a very long time, all right? Every so often, I will talk about one of their albums. They put out consistently good music compared to a lot of labels out there, all right? And they don't just crank out new music every other day. So when they come out with something, it tends to be pretty good. It tends to be kind of noticeable, but we don't really have a music industry to get this stuff to the masses, to radio. So you have to do it yourself, all right? And I'm not sure this is even uploaded to all the platforms. Like, I don't think you can stream this. So you might want to go to escapemusic.com. There's a dash between escape and music. So it's escape-music.com. And definitely check it out. I think you can sample some of the tracks. And like I say, I believe their first single, which is called A Foreign Land, was uploaded to YouTube. So you can sample that. Listen to Chris's singing. He's an amazing vocalist, and he should be household, but he's not. And it's just another tragic thing as more and more people tend to fall away from this style of music. So that's my video, Heartland, Into the Future. This is the future here. The future is now, all right? And you can check it out, maybe add some music to your library. I know people tell me all the time, I've got enough music. I don't need anything else. Okay, I mean, that's fine if that's your position on it. But for me, I always like to hear some new stuff. And this is some great new music courtesy of our friends over at Escape Music. All right, I am done with this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.